BTS, also known as the Bangtan Boys, is a South Korean boy band formed in 2010 and debuting in 2013 under Big Hit Entertainment. The septet consisting of members Jin, Suga, J-Hope, RM, Jimin, V, and Jungkook Co writes and Co produces much of their own material. Originally a hip-hop group, their musical style has evolved to incorporate a wide range of genres. Their lyrics have often discussed mental health, the troubles of school-age youth and coming-of-age, loss, the journey towards self-love, and individualism. Their work also frequently references literature, philosophy, and psychological concepts, and includes an alternate universe storyline. After launching in 2013 with their single album Too Cool for School, BTS respectively released their first Korean-language studio album, Dark and Wild, and Japanese-language studio album, Wake Up, in 2014. The group's second Korean studio album, Wings, was their first to sell 1 million copies in South Korea. By 2017, BTS had crossed into the global music market, leading the Korean wave into the United States and breaking several sales records. They became the first Korean ensemble to receive a gold certification from the Recording Industry Association of America for their single Mic Drop, as well as the first act from South Korea to top the Billboard 200 with their studio album Love Yourself, Tear. BTS became one of the few groups since the Beatles in 1966-1968 with 4 US #1 albums in less than 2 years, and Love Yourself, Answer was the first Korean album certified platinum by the RIAA. In 2020, BTS became the first all-South Korean act to reach #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and Billboard Global 200 with their Grammy-nominated single Dynamite. Their follow-up releases Savage Love, Life Goes On, Butter, and Permission to Dance made them the quickest act to earn 4 US #1 singles since Justin Timberlake in 2006. As of 2022, BTS is the best-selling artist in South Korean history, having sold in excess of 30 million albums via The Circle chart, and their studio album Map of the Soul, 7 is the best-selling album of all time in South Korea. They are the first non-English-speaking and Asian act to hold sold-out concerts at Wembley Stadium and the Rose Bowl, and were named the International Federation of the Phonographic Industry's Global Recording Artist of the Year for both 2020 and 2021. The group's many accolades include multiple American Music Awards, Billboard Music Awards, Golden Disc Awards, and nominations for 2 Grammy Awards. In 2017, they partnered with UNICEF to establish the Love Myself anti-violence campaign, going on to address 3 sessions of the United Nations General Assembly. Featured on Time's international cover as Next Generation Leaders and dubbed the Princes of Pop, BTS has also appeared on Time's lists of the 25 most influential people on the Internet and the 100 most influential people in the world, and in 2018 became the youngest recipients of the Order of Cultural Merit from the President of South Korea for their contributions in spreading Korean culture and language. Beginning in late 2022, the group are to take a hiatus to complete their required military service, with a reunion planned for 2025. Name. The septet's name, BTS, stands for the Korean phrase Bangtan Sonyeon Dan, literally meaning Bulletproof Boy Scouts. According to member J-Hope, the name signifies the group's desire to block out stereotypes, criticisms, and expectations that aim on adolescents like bullets. In Japan, they are known as Danjnan Dan. In July 2017, BTS announced that their name would also stand for Beyond the Scene as part of their new brand identity. This extended their name to evoke those who grow up from the boy to an adult who opens the doors that is facing to go forward. History. 2010-2014, Formation and Early Years. BTS was formed in 2010, after Big Hit Entertainment CEO Bang Si-hyuk wanted to form a hip-hop group around RM, an underground rapper who was well known on the music scene in Seoul. BTS was originally supposed to be a hip-hop group, but, seeing falling album sales, he changed his plans, thinking a different path would be more marketable. He chose to vary from the usual, highly regimented idol groups and create one where the members would be individuals rather than an ensemble, and free to express themselves. Auditions were held in 2010 with original plans to launch the following year. The band members lived together, practicing up to 15 hours a day, and first performed before a small crowd of industry insiders in 2013. BTS representation by Big Hit, rather than one of the three agencies that dominated K-pop at the time, allowed the individual members leeway to express their individuality and allowed them to have input into the music. On June 12, 2013, BTS released their debut single album Too Cool for School, along with the lead single No More Dream, neither of which sold particularly well at the time. Nevertheless, according to Kathy Sprinkle in her book on BTS, that single was spotlighting young people's anxiety in the face of lofty parental expectations, sent shock waves through the K-pop ranks. Here was a musical act that wasn't pulling any punches. More specifically, they had a point of view, and they weren't afraid to take on topics that are considered taboo in South Korean society and elsewhere. The album reached the top 5 on South Korea's J-On Music chart. In Too Cool for School, BTS employed an old-school hip-hop sound from the 1990s. The album's release was followed by appearances on Korean music shows, which caught the attention of reviewers and viewers. In September 2013, BTS released the second entry in their School trilogy, the EP, RUL 8,2. The album was released alongside the single No. Similarly to Too Cool for School, the new release had a theme of students feeling under pressure and needing to sacrifice their dreams and aspirations. According to scholar Kyung Hyun Kim, many of BTS' earlier works such as No and No More Dreams were expressions of rebellion against the establishment that tapped into Korean teenagers' frustrations with the country's educational system and, he stated, helped them build a fan base among young people in North America and Europe. That same month, BTS starred in their own variety show, SBS MTV's Rookie King channel Bangtan, in which members parodied variety shows such as VJ Special Forces and Master Chef Korea. At the end of the year, BTS was recognized with several new Artist of the Year awards in South Korea. 2014-2017 iSchool Love Affair / and First Concert Tour. None. Mainstream breakthrough and commercial success. You Never Walk Alone / and I Love Yourself, Her / I. None. 2018-2020 I Love Yourself / I album series. None. I Map of the Soul, Persona / I, Stadium World Tour and BTS World / I. None. I Map of the Soul, 7 / I, Dynamite and IB / I. None. 2021 present. BTS, The Best / I, Butter, Permission to Dance and Proof / I. None. Military service and scheduled separation. Artistry. Influences. BTS have cited Co Taiji and Boys, Nas, Eminem, Kanye West, Drake, Post Malone, Charlie Puth, and Danger as musical inspirations. They have also cited Queen as an influence, saying they grew up watching videos of Live Aid. During their concert at Wembley Stadium in London, Jin paid tribute to Queen by leading the crowd in a version of Freddie Mercury's I.O. chant. Their 2016 album Wings was inspired by Hermann Hesse's coming-of-age novel, Demian. Their song Blood, Sweat and Tears quotes Friedrich Nietzsche's Thus Spoke Zarathustra, and its music video features visual references to Herbert James Draper's The Lament for Icarus, Peter Bruegel's Landscape with the Fall of Icarus, and Peter Bruegel's The Fall of the Rebel Angels. Among the literary and other sources that have inspired their works are those by Haruki Murakami, Ursula K. Le Guin, Carl Jung, George Orwell, and Nietzsche. The Love Yourself series was influenced by Erich Fromm's The Art of Loving, and their 2018 song Magic Shop from Love Yourself. Tear was inspired by James R. Doty's memoir Into the Magic Shop. Musical style. Since their inception, BTS have emphasized hip-hop as their musical base, largely due to the influence of RM and Suga's background as underground rappers. During visits to the US, the group has received mentoring from American rappers. Bang Si-hyuk previously acknowledged that K-pop as a whole draws from black music, and author Crystal S. Anderson noted, BTS's rising popularity in the US represents the continuation of the ways that K-pop functions as part of a global R&B tradition. BTS experimented with R&B, rock, and jazz hip-hop on Dark and Wild in 2014, EDM in their The Most Beautiful Moment in Life album series, Moombahton and Neo-Soul on Wings and You Never Walk Alone, future bass, Latin pop in their Love Yourself album series, Korean rap, electro disco, slow dance ballads, emo rap, afro pop, funk, trap, pop rock, and hip hop in their Map of the Soul album series, and disco pop in their single Dynamite. Lyrical themes. Since their formation, BTS have believed that telling their own stories is the best way for the younger generation to relate to their music. Writing many of their own lyrics, the group discusses universal life experiences such as sadness and loneliness in their work and turn them into something lighter and more manageable. RM said that BTS tries to avoid a preaching or reprimanding tone in their songs because that's not the way that we want to spread our message. We're born with different lives, but you cannot choose some things. So we thought that love, the real meaning of it, starts with loving ourselves and accepting some ironies and some destinies that we have from the very start. When asked if it is difficult to write about things like mental health, Suga responded, "We feel that people who have the platform to talk about those things really should talk more, because they say depression is something where you go to the hospital and you're diagnosed, but you can't really know until the doctor talks to you. More and more, I think artists or celebrities who have a voice should talk about these problems and bring it up to the surface." Themes explored in BTS discography have gone from exploring the troubles and anxieties of school-age youth themes like love, friendship, loss, death, and more. Early BTS entries, such as No More Dream and NO from their school trilogy, were described by Herman as motivated by personal experiences with South Korea's rigid approach to education and called for change to the educational system and societal expectations. The members' experiences with South Korean youth culture also inspired the songs Dope and Silver Spoon from their youth trilogy. These songs reference generational disparity and millennials having to give up romantic relationships, marriage, children, proper employment, homes, and social life in the face of economic difficulties and societal ills while facing condemnation from the media and older generations. The group's label dubbed The Most Beautiful Moment in Life, Young Forever, the conclusion to their youth trilogy, a special album that marks the conclusion of the epic journey of the series, containing the last stories told by young people who, despite an uncertain and insecure reality, continue to surge forward. Wings focused on mental health, criticisms of the Korean pop idol scene, and delivering a female empowerment message. The Love Yourself series introduced new themes regarding youth culture in South Korea, including the excitement of love, pain of farewell, and enlightenment of self-love. According to Sprinkle, BTS 2020 quarantine album B chronicles the group's coming to terms with a suddenly new reality and offers support for their listeners going through the same upheaval and uncertainty. BTS lyrics have also addressed topics outside youth culture specifically. The song Am I Wrong from Wings questioned societal apathy towards changing the status quo. The lyric We're all dogs and pigs / we become dogs because we're angry appeared to reference South Korean Ministry of Education official Na Hyang-wook, who advocated a caste system for the country and who reportedly described average people as dogs and pigs. BTS released the song amid the 2016 South Korean political scandal that resulted in the impeachment of President Park Geun-hye. RM and Suga's personal struggles with mental health have inspired some of their music. Not Today from 2017's You Never Walk Alone is an anti-establishment anthem, urging all the underdogs in the world to keep fighting, and Spring Day honored the victims of the Seoul ferry tragedy. Journalist Jeff Benjamin praised BTS in Fuse for speak honestly about topics they deem important, even in a conservative society. Former South Korean President Moon Jae-in praised the septet. Each of the 7 members sings in a way that is true to himself and the life he wants to live. Their melody and lyrics transcend regional borders, language, culture, and institutions. Impact. On April 29, 2019, Time magazine named BTS one of the 100 most influential people of the year, labeling them the princes of pop. Billboard executive Silvio Pietroluongo stated the group was as influential as the Beatles. MRC Data executive Helena Kaczynski noted that although BTS weren't the first to open the doors to K-pop worldwide, they were the first to become mainstream. They don't just appeal to young people but also to the 50s and 60s age demographic. The first non-English speaking artist to make the Global Artist Chart in 2018, BTS was the second best-selling artists worldwide across multiple media platforms, second only to Drake. In 2020, BTS became the first non-Western and non-English speaking artist to be named IFPI's Global Recording Artist of the Year. In South Korea, BTS accounted for 41.9% of album sales in the first half of 2019, up from their market share of 25.3% the previous year. In 2022, Yeon Kim described BTS as having spearheaded the Korean wave, representing the global expansion of Korean culture as effectively as Psy did in the previous decade and with the strength of influence that the Academy Award-winning South Korean film Parasite had in 2020. South Korea's central bank, the Bank of Korea, found in 2021 that BTS, including a ripple effect that included increased tourism to South Korea, increased interest in Korean culture, movies, and study of the Korean language, and added approximately $5 billion per year to South Korea's economy, a growth of about 0.5%. A 2018 study showed that, on average, 800,000 foreigners per year had visited South Korea over the past 4 years for BTS-related reasons. Writers identified BTS as leaders even among other highly influential K-pop groups such as Girls' Generation, Super Junior, EXO, Twice, and Blackpink, and note that BTS' success shows the importance of a strong, active fan base in the age of social media, where fan campaigning can be as important as musical quality to a song's success. The group has also distinguished themselves at the forefront of the business side of the K-pop industry by pursuing less restrictive contracts with their management company to maximize their artistic originality and creativity. With this newer approach to career management, BTS created closer ties to the South Korean youth and encourage individuality and authenticity among their audience. Diplomacy. Political scientist Joseph Nye developed the concept of soft power in his 2004 book, Soft Power, The Means to Success in World Politics, which researchers such as Maud K-Sard have applied to BTS and their influence on entertainment diplomacy and international relations. Nye wrote, "When one country gets other countries to want what it wants might be called co-optive or soft power, in contrast with the hard or command power of ordering others to do what it wants." Yeon Kim and Maud K-Sard all read the currency of soft power as including culture, political values, and foreign policy, which applies to BTS' ability to be co-optive in their approach to spreading their message of harmony, acceptance, and addressing life's setbacks via their broad appeal on the international stage. Because of their influence, BTS were invited to address the United Nations General Assembly in September 2018 and perform before 400 officials, including Moon, at the 2018 Korea-France Friendship Concert in Paris, a summit celebrating the friendly relations between France and South Korea. That year, BTS became the youngest recipients of the Order of Cultural Merit. Despite cultural medals traditionally being given to recipients with over 15 years of achievement, Moon recognized the group, 5 years into their career, for their contributions in spreading Korean culture and language worldwide. In September 2019, BTS were mentioned by Moon while announcing strategies for the content industries, for having pioneered innovative business models through direct communication with fans. In 2020, BTS were given the James A. Van Fleet Award in recognition of their outstanding contributions to the promotion of US-Korea relations, the youngest honorees to receive the award. In July 2021, they were appointed Special Presidential Envoy for Future Generations and Culture by President Moon. In their role as envoys, they helped to raise awareness on global agendas, such as sustainable development, to our future generations and to strengthen the nation's diplomatic power across the world and appear at international events such as the 76th United Nations General Assembly. On May 31, 2022, BTS visited U.S. President Joe Biden at the White House to discuss the recent rise in anti-Asian hate crimes and discrimination. Fandom. According to Kyung Hyun Kim, BTS' rise was facilitated by a great increase in music video programming and consumption on YouTube and the coming of an idol empire, including merchandising of non-musical products, games, and fantasy fiction, as well as an expansion of online music fandom. The group has a large, highly organized, online community of fans, known as ARMY, which translates the group's lyrics and social media posts into other languages and matches charitable contributions of BTS members. As of 2020, some 40 million ARMY members subscribe to the band's YouTube channel, with more than 30 million following the official BTS Twitter and Instagram accounts. The fan community helps generate BTS #1 chart rankings via coordinated campaigns on streaming platforms, as well as pushes to feature BTS music on radio stations and television. Some ARMY members may even surpass the group itself in influence among BTS fans. Unlike other K-pop groups, BTS interacted with and engaged their followers from their earliest days over social media, as well as via BTS Universe, an alternate storyline involving the members told through music videos, mobile games, books, short films, and more that gives fans ample room to theorize. Kim suggested that ARMY are drawn to BTS since the members are seen as underdogs, originating from the Korean countryside and a relatively minor Korean entertainment company, which allows young fans to identify with them. BTS lyrics speak to social values, and fans respond by trying to improve the world. As a result, the fandom regularly embraces activism on charitable causes and socio-political issues such as refugee crises, racial discrimination, children's rights, global warming, and the COVID-19 pandemic. Feedback from ARMY to BTS affects the group's actions and lyrics. BTS has eliminated certain Korean words that sound like American racial slurs from their songs and ended collaboration with a Japanese producer when Korean ARMY members deemed his views extreme. Per South Korean author Ji-young Lee, the relationship between BTS and ARMY is a mutual exchange between artists and their fans that is about more than merely ensuring the band's primacy, but also extending the band's message of positivity into the world. Lee opines that BTS and ARMY are a symbol of change in zeitgeist, not just of generational change. The band members themselves agree and have long acknowledged their fans' role in their success. According to Sarah Keith, BTS embody a moment of generational transformation. ARMY represents a coming of age for the young, in which cultural production and influence are global and meaningful, and where the youth are politically and socially engaged. Endorsements and awards. Among BTS endorsement deals, the group has partnered with Puma beginning in 2015. BTS initially promoted its sportswear as Puma Korea's brand ambassadors before expanding to become global ambassadors in 2018, and promoting the remix of Puma's Touran and Sport Style line worldwide. In 2019, BTS signed with Fila to endorse its sportswear. BTS has also served as global brand ambassadors for LG Electronics smartphones, and Hyundai Motors' 2019 flagship SUV the Palisade and hydrogen fuel cell electric SUV, the Nexo. BTS became global ambassadors of the electric street racing series Formula E to promote how electric vehicles can help combat climate change. In 2020, BTS partnered with Samsung Electronics, releasing a limited BTS-themed version of the Galaxy S20 Plus and Galaxy Buds Plus. As the first male pop group ever to collaborate with Dior, BTS sported ensembles from Kim Jones' pre-fall 2019 collection at their concert at Stade de France. The band became global brand ambassadors for Louis Vuitton in April 2021. Members: Jin vocalist, Suga rapper, J-Hope rapper, RM leader, rapper, Jimin vocalist, V vocalist, Jungkook vocalist. Discography. Filmography. Films: Burn the Stage, the movie. Love Yourself in Seoul. Bring the Soul, the movie. Break the Silence, the movie. Online shows. Run BTS. BTS in the Soup. Concert tours. The Red Bullet Tour. Wake Up, Open Your Eyes Japan Tour. The Most Beautiful Moment in Life on Stage Tour. The Wings Tour. Love Yourself World Tour. See also: Philanthropy of BTS.